Well, the Midsummer Faire and Celtic celebration returned to Brainerd this past weekend. And in this week's Northwoods adventure, Shane Lee throws on his kilt and gets in touch with the Celtic heritage at the farm on St. Matthias.
One characteristic really separates a Celtic celebration from other summer festivals: the sound. At few other places would you hear storytelling,
so grabs me by the scruff of the neck,
accordion playing, sheep bleating, and hammer falling.
Boys and girls come up, they're fascinated. Number one is they're never supposed to play with heat or anything sharp. So we're obviously an attraction to them because we're doing both of those things.
Yoakum crafted a number of Fredericks crosses at the festival. He started with only a half-inch piece of square stock, split it, and rolled it in several places. Yoakum says the most successful blacksmiths would make a popular item but add their own personal flair, like an animal.
And this is all out of just that one square piece of metal like this. By hammering and upsetting and hitting it in the right places, you get a little happy frog.
After catching up with the blacksmith, it's time to face the music with musician and author Patty O'Brien.
We seek, the soul and the feeling and the mood that we know is underlying in all these tunes.
O'Brien has played the accordion for 55 years and says he remains a student to the sophistication of traditional Irish music. O'Brien has written a book about his musical journey, The Road from Castlebarna. The work describes the experience of growing up in Ireland in the 1950s and 60s.
My favourite part, I suppose, was when we lived in the old thatched house and all the neighbours coming into the house and the storytelling.
Stories continued charming patrons Saturday.
Later on I'll have to spell the bloody thing.
Of course, no Celtic celebration would be complete without sheep. The Hampshire lambs are primarily meat sheep, but the wool still proves useful.
This could be mostly for carpet or stocking caps or socks or blending type. We call it blending wool.
Saturday was the first time the 5-month-old sheep had been sheared, but you would not know from their level of cooperation.
They sit very nice and look very splashy for the crowd, so they did really well.
It's almost like the sheep wanted to say, "This one's for you." Shane Lee, Lakeland News.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.